This course is brought to you by Appy Pie as part of our Academy series.
Number 70, this psychological principle will determine your success. Now, what is it? What is this psychological principle? Why is it so powerful? Why is it holding me back from success? Or why is it causing me to be successful? Now, before we get into that, let's go through with the example of a thermostat, and then it'll really crystallize and help tie together everything that we're looking to learn in this lecture. Okay, so with a thermostat, how thermostats work, if the room temperature gets above a certain threshold, let's say, so an example, we want to keep the room at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. If it gets at 75 degrees Fahrenheit, the thermostat is going to kick in and it's going to lower the temperature of the room. It's going to go back to 70. Okay, go back to that baseline. What happens if it goes and drops below 70, it goes to 65? Well, it's going to bring and heat the room and bring it back to 70. So it's always going to bring it back to the baseline of temperature in that room. Okay, now how does this tie into success? How does this tie into productivity? This all ties into core identity. How do you see yourself? How successful do you see yourself being? And how successful do you see yourself being in accomplishing the tasks you want to accomplish and doing the things you want to do? So this ties into your core identity. What do you think of yourself? How do you think of yourself? What is your self-esteem? Those main ideas. So it's like a thermostat. So let's say you are making, as an example, $5,000 per month. Now, if that's your core baseline, that's your identity, you're the type of person that makes $5,000 per month, then that's where you're at. If you start making more, start getting up to $6,000 per month, your internal core identity thermostat is going to kick in. It's going to start to say, and you're going to start to self-sabotage. You're going to start to do projects late. You're going to start to not fulfill tasks. You're going to slowly creep down to that $5,000 per month mark. You were up at that $6,000 per month mark, and that was great, but then your core identity kicked in, your thermostat kicked in and said, well, wait a second, we're at 5,000, so let's go back down to there. It works the other way too. This is probably the way you're more familiar with. So let's say you're at $5,000 per month, and that's your core identity. That's where your self-worth is related to, where it's dialed in at, and you start going down to $4,000 per month. Now bills are coming in, you have payments to make, so you're going to kick into gear, get more productive, get more work done. You're going to realize, well, wait a second, I'm not worth $4,000 per month, so you're going to work harder to get back up to that $5,000 per month. Get back to making that money. Get back to where you're comfortable. So that's the example of a thermostat. How does this dictate your success? Your core identity is going to keep you where you're at, where you're most comfortable. Whether that's $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, taking it to productivity. Maybe it's 40 hours per week and getting this much done. Maybe it's 80 hours per week getting this plus this much done. So think about how you see yourself. Think about your identity. Think about where you are and how your psychology ties into that. Not your average productivity hack, huh? Look at your core identity. You'll find out pretty quick why you are in the situation you are in.